I literally just stopped chewing the last bite. That was delicious. Welcome to Astro Smash Mondays. Um, it's just me right now. I know everybody's kind of busy, so I don't know who else is making it. I love all by myself. One is the loneliest number. That's funny. Oh yeah, last week I had like a little bit of a cold over the weekend, and I was not feeling up to it, man. I didn't get much sleep. And of course you freak out because you think, it's no, I got the variant or got this or excuse me, just a cold. So what's up, everyone in chat here? Yes, we are shilling like none other. So they had that Missile Command deep dive, which was kind of cool. There was a homebrew, picking chicken out of my teeth. There was a homebrew of a Missile Command for the original Intellivision. It was called Missile Domination. I'm trying to, and it came in like the tan boxes, like the Televoice style, and the space cants. But it was like I really wanted to get that, and once again, it's just like the timing, the money. I cannot wait for Christmas Eve. You got to tune in for Christmas Eve, a very tabby Christmas. I'm going to open up a box I received. I got some stuff from Intellivision Collector. So if you're looking to finish your 125 games, original games, or you're looking for some good homebrews or deals on repro boxes or cartridges or whatever you're looking for, some rarities, hit up Intellivisioncollector.com because I'm telling you what, it is shilling for the holiday. It's such a great site, and they have like the checklist. So like I printed out. So I printed out my checklists of like what I have and what I don't have. So that's really cool, and I'm trying to at least complete 2 lists, and then the third list that's the stuff that really gets up there, like the super pro stuff and yeah. But anyways. Am I cold without sleeves? Not really. I got a big heating vent up there, and it's like, and I pop the actual grill off of it, so it's just straight vent comes down into this room because I am in the basement of my house. But yeah, this room's it's not too large. It goes that way like a lot, but this way it's only about, I don't know, 10 feet, something like that. So I don't know. It's pretty warm down here. Usually it's warmer down here when it's cold outside. Baby, it's cold outside. Hey, it's Cyrus. What's happening, sir? How are you doing today? Feel free to hop on. I threw it in my Discord, the link. At least I believe I did. Maybe I put the wrong link, and that's why no one's here. People are busy. It's the holidays. I totally understand. But oh my. Why? Running Rab. That's funny. Well, that's the Wednesday panel is the Rabs. No, but I want to talk about, so I finally ordered the mod kit for my Intellivision. It is coming from, I think it's coming from China. So it's, hey, Merry Christmas to Sai. But it's coming from China, so it should be here, I think, tomorrow. So I think sometime this week I may attempt, and I'll have to record it. If not this week, it'll be after Christmas then. But I'm actually going to mod my Intellivision. It comes with the audio video jacks and the hot tub froze, no panel. Yeah, no, like, but I cannot wait to mod my Intellivision, because that way what I want to do is go through each of these homebrews. I know I did some earlier on, like a year ago on my channel when I was like facing the camera at the TV, but to actually be able to play it and have it like, I mean, it's not going to be HD, but it's Intellivision, But I cannot wait to play it and play all the different games like Ms. Pac-Man, Hover Bubber, Castle, Intellivision, Lost Caves of Kraz is amazing. Tale of Dragons and Swords, heck, I'll play that again. That was one of my favorite homebrews. And I got the Sorrow of Galdon Thor is they're still waiting on I think the cartridges, because I think hey, what's up, Christopher? Yeah, they're still waiting on the cartridges. I think their boxes and their manuals and overlays are done on that, if I'm not mistaken. But that's coming from overseas as well too. So it's just all the shipping and the manufacturing. I mean, heck, we obviously see with the Amico what would happen. So just imagine an Intellivision homebrew trying to get cartridges made, or boards made and boxes. And so yeah, so that's my next homebrew that I'm getting. So I'm like, really, yeah. Dude, I'm looking forward to doing this, because like I am terrible with a soldering iron. It's been years. I think as a kid I messed around with it as a teenager, like a soldering iron, and I was always so sloppy. And I know now the flux is like built into the solder and it's a lot easier. But these literally have 3 points of solder. It's or something like that. I mean, I have to solder 3 points on the board itself. But there's this one mod video, and it shows him taking apart the Sears one, and he modded the Sears one. But it looks like exactly like the inside of the old one that I have. I'm sure the insides are the same. They may be set up differently on the plastic or whatever. But man, they are. Do people who homebrew make a lot of money, or is it just a passion project? It is more of a passion project. I think the money they make pretty much goes back into the next homebrew project. So, I mean, think about it. If you're spending, I bet this, I'm don't quote me on this, but I bet you a lot of these things cost $50 or almost $60. So when you see them for 69 or 70 or $80, yeah, they make $10 or something, but it's enough to put it into the next projects. And I think and I could be wrong too. I mean, you got Electronite, Intellivision Revolution, Collector Vision, the Kai magazine. I think it's a couple of the producers. I screw stuff up, so don't quote me on stuff. But yeah, practice by soldering, putting sleeves on your shirt. I did fart on Santa. I did. That was back in the 80s. He wasn't going to help me. He just gave me the same excuse. If they were sold out, he was supposed to be Santa, I believed. And I farted on his lap. Who doesn't love a good fart story? Well, Santa didn't. Yeah, if anyone's tuning in that hasn't got the free song I put out there for the holidays, it's called Intellivision Holidays. It's a story of me asking Santa for Intellivision games. And speaking of Santa, I think there's a Cyrus Claus. What?
Oh, mofo.
But anyone wants to check that out, I have the free download on the website, DJC Game Studios, and then I have also it's in the YouTube on its own YouTube video too, so you can check it out. But if you want, it's $0 to download it. It's a free song. When do we get those? Not too often. Tabby needs to target these homebrewers for hire on future retro recreations. They obviously had the pit. Absolutely. And I know he is talking to a bunch of people too, because if you saw, and we kind of mentioned this before, but the Princess Quest was on the Evercade collection, and that was a homebrew passion project. So I'd like to see more of those. I'd love to see a homebrew collection on the Evercade, a homebrew collection on the Amico. Asked Santa for an Amico. I did. And I had to fart on both of his legs because he wouldn't bring it. In other news, no, how you doing, Si? How's it going?
I'm good. I'm doing really good. We got Christmas coming. Santa's on the way. He's checking it. He's checking that list.
Yeah, he's not coming by my house. I ticked him off a long time ago. So,
well,
But I like to be Santa. So like I've got a lot of gifts for the kiddies here, and I mean cats, like
the actual kitties. Yes.
It's funny because like a friend of mine, she's got a cat that it's going on 8 or almost going to be 19 years old, and it's adorable. It's a what do they call it, a tortoise shell, kind of long hair cat. And I always buy I try to buy it like crazy gifts, and I bought that as seen on TV, flipping fish with the catnip, and it shows the cat's just going nuts over it. Doesn't really care about it unless there's catnip sprinkled on it. Then that's a thing. But other than that,
well, I mean, who doesn't go nuts for flipping fish? You know,
yeah.
it's mesmerizing. It's magical. I can't think of anything more spectacular than the flipping fish, other than the singing fish on that you
yeah, like
on the
Billy
wall.
Bass or whatever.
Yeah,
Take me down to the river or something like that. Throw me in the river. That's so funny. Yeah. We need a little light Christmas music. Well, I don't want to get copyright striked. I think the only things you can use are gospel music, which I don't mind. And I looked this up because we were doing one of the reasons some of the stuff's free that I just put out, because Rudolph and Frosty are trademarked. And so the only thing that's not trademarked that's public domain is Deck the Halls, Wish You a Merry Christmas, and Jingle Bells. And then a bunch of religious stuff like Joy to the World and stuff like that. But as far as the mainstream, like regular songs, those are the only three you could like sing or put out jingle to and not get copyright striked. So yeah, little Christmas music knowledge for you. How can Santa deliver gifts to 1 billion kids in less than 24 hours? Who is he? Jack Bauer? He's magical. He's a magical man.
Well, the thing that people forget is he only gives gifts to the good kids. There's not a billion of those.
In this world right now. I'll tell you, I bet it's an easy night this coming Christmas Eve. The way the world's going now, I ain't too many good ones.
I'm just saying, people are always like, well, that's impossible. That's too many kids. And Santa's just sitting there like, really? Yeah. Like,
it's like literally 15 kids. Like, I'm good.
Yeah. Everybody thinks their kid does no wrong. Oh, my kid's an angel. My kid does nothing. It's not nothing that bad happens is my kid's fault ever.
Or mine. Who gets me is like the kids, like, and I'm not all kids are like this. It's the upbringing, but the ones that you see them in the store and they're literally cussing their parents out. The parents like, okay, so sorry, I'm sorry, and the parents backing down to the kid. Like, I was raised pretty strict. I got strict.
I raised straight. I tell you what.
I beat the crap out of no. I got the crap beat out of me a few times. Guess what? It made me respect my parents and respect other people, respect my elders. So.
My mom always used to tell me when we would go to the store, she said, "Don't make me whoop you in front of everyone."
Yep. Oh man, I used to get the backhand, that stinging backhand to your nose. You're like, ah! I want this. You're not getting it. I want this toy. You're not getting it. You want it. Oh!
I mean, back in the day, it was just like,
yeah,
I don't know, man. Maybe we're just too old because like the world that we grew up in is not like this world, like you would go to the store and if you acted out, you got popped,
right?
And nobody had a problem with it. In fact, everybody kind of enjoyed watching it.
They're like, oh, this kid just said what? They're like, because I was a little how can I say this? Because this is the family friendly hour. I was not a fun kid to raise, so I learned real quick. I got a lot of backhands, a lot of belts, a lot of wooden spoons broken over me.
My mom broke several wooden paddles on my behind.
We had actual paddle, like a lacquer. Someone said, okay, you want to hear something messed up, which now is hilarious if you think about it. There was it almost looked like a 5-gallon stir stick, but it was lacquered over and it said like the spanking paddle and had like some butts on, like some red butts on it. It had some silly saying. It was gifted to my parents from one of their friends. What did they use it for? To whoop my butt. For real. I thought it was the joke paddle. Nope, that joke paddle got broken.
There was no joking about paddles in those days. No. It was no joke. You go to school and you would get whooped, and then what you were told is if you get whipped at
Oh, yeah.
school, you're gonna get it worse when you get home.
Mm-hmm.
And you got whooped at school, and it was just that's what, like, the principal would whoop kids. That's what happened.
I love Johnny Up says, my mom used to buy wooden spoons by the gross. What was with the wooden spoon? Like, most people are like, oh, they're stirring pasta and taste. No, that was never used for any type of cooking. It was literally in the drawer just to get broken over my behind, or usually it was over my fingers. Ugh.
That's just, I don't know, man. Like,
Dude,
seriously, like,
Patrick, that's what it was called. It was called the Boards of Education, and it had little red butts on it, and it was all lacquered, and yeah, they were gifting those out to parents, which I really I do agree with. I deserved it. I was a little funky kid. I was a little
I don't know what we can really say about it, Chuck, because the world is so different now, and it's happened so fast, because for hundreds and hundreds of years, maybe thousands of years, kids got whooped.
And then spoons leaves no fingerprints.
Yeah. And all of a sudden we've decided that doesn't happen anymore. And I don't know. The rules of society.
It's one thing to be abusive. There's another thing to step up and be a parent. I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
You don't beat your kids, but at a young age, you gotta excuse me as I choke. You gotta tell them, right. You gotta tell them what you gotta let them know, like, who's in charge, because like I said, then you see, like, nowadays
you can't talk about this, Chuck, because we sound like like barbarians.
You
like, you gotta teach that kid who's boss. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put them in their place.
But no, like, at a young age, it's more or less being scared of getting spanking or something, not to actually give them. Kind of like the Fonz. You never saw them fight, but no one messed with them because everyone just. And I want to answer this to Jan. You don't remember this? That was the whole thing about it was a joke. They said we got Domino's, and I was the one that actually got the pizza. It was Harry's pizza, and it actually was really delicious. I guess it was a Greek pizza thing on the outskirts of Boston, but it was really good. It was next door. And by the way, Tommy, and he didn't have to. He friggin' he paid for it. He ended up paying for it because of all this, and he didn't need to do that.
Chuck, do people really care about this pizza
sometimes
thing?
I guess.
Like, do people give you crap about pizza? About you eating pizza?
Just, they had to hold the encyclopedias out to each side during class. Encyclopedia. Oh, did you get whooped with the encyclopedia?
I don't know what that means. I had to hold the encyclopedias out to each side during class. I don't know what that means.
Just need to know the corporal punishment isn't off the table.
That's you're right.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. You don't do. How do you say this? You don't do it. I'm sure there's lots of parents that watch, people our age. So yeah, you just don't do it. But that's the thing, is at a young age, it's like, this is going to be so bad when I say this. Kind of like training a dog. Your dog knows you're the boss. All you have to do is talk firmly, and the dog backs down. It's the same with a young child. You're not.
Children are animals, is what we're saying. And sometimes you put them in a cage. And sometimes you have to shock them a little. You get them with. Sometimes you got to get a cattle prod, and that's what a cattle prod's for,
Oh my goodness,
guys!
that's great.
I remember wanting to get whooped because the other options were way worse for me. Because my mom would be like, "All right, you can either get 3 licks, or you're grounded for a week." And I would be like, pop me right now. I will take the 3 licks. I do not want to be grounded, or, something like it would be. I don't know if it'd be grounded for a whole week, but you know what I'm saying? Like there was the offer made. I could either have a whooping, or I could get some other extremely boring, extended punishment where I was forced to do nothing, and that was the worst. That I was like, yes, I will take
the licks instead.
Absolutely.
Oh, he said no. I had to hold you had to hold your arms out to each side with an encyclopedia on each palm for the whole class. Oh,
that kind of stuff.
that's
Yeah.
hard to hold your arms out even
Yeah.
without holding anything.
What all did you get? Like, what weird little thing did the teachers do? Because I had some stuff where they would draw a circle on the chalkboard and you had to put your nose in it and stand there.
No kidding.
Yeah.
See, now in like, I remember this mostly in the 6th grade. In the 6th grade, I would act up and I'd clown around all the time because I was like, hey, everybody, look at me. I'm going to make you laugh, you know? And so almost like all through the 6th grade, my desk was all the way pushed up to the front of the room, right in front of the chalkboard next to the teacher's desk, so he could keep an eye on me. So that was my desk. I would literally was facing the chalkboard. I'd have to go turn around like this to watch the rest of the, what the class was getting taught. And I also saw that one of my teachers pick up a kid, smack him across the face, and pick him up and throw him on top of his desk. And I was like, well, we were all like, okay, let's not mess. Not one person thought that's not right. We were all just like, okay, we better not piss him off anymore.
Where there was no kids, there was literally
no, because the parents would be like, they deserve it.
There was zero resistance to the authority. Like when you might have a kid talk some crap and get in the teacher's face, but nobody had his back. It was like, It was like, good luck with that. Enjoy.
Oh my God, that's so funny, man. That's so funny. Like, it's so true. It's how does that even it's so weird, but like, yeah, it was more, you didn't have really a rowdy class for most of it. Now there was some substitute teachers I know that would come in and we would get away with anything. Yeah.
Things would get out of hand sometimes with the
You know what we used to have, and which reminded me, talking about, like, since we're on a video game stream, is Commodore PET computers were in our school. You remember those?
I have almost no experience with Commodore stuff.
So this was before the VIC-20. This was heck, how old was I? I'm talking like 2nd, 3rd grade. So like not, like 10, 11 years old or 9 years old, maybe something like that. Like I'm trying to remember. I messed years.
Wait. Let's establish a baseline. Like, what year were you born?
So I was born in 75.
Really?
Yeah.
You're older than me.
I guess so.
That's impossible. You can't be older than me.
I was born in 75, so
I was born in 77.
Okay.
Wow. You're older than me?
Yeah, I mean, it's by 2 years. When I was 2 years old, I didn't know much more than you were.
You look like you're 10 years younger than me.
That's because I shaved the white beard off. No, but they rolled in these on the little AV carts. They had these Commodore, and it was like they were all connected. It was like, well, they were supposed to be white. I guess now they're all like probably yellowed, but it was a keyboard and the monitor all molded into one piece. And on the top, I remember they had like a big black electrical or duct tape taping a big round cassette player on the top. And that they called that, it was so funny. It was so weird because as a kid, you think differently. And now I'm like, what? They're like, don't touch that. That's the brain of the computer. And then it had the cord going around the back. And then I go, don't touch that. That's the brain. You're going to mess up the brain. Like, it was like, I thought of it as actually like a robot's brain.
Yeah. Well, that was a different time, man. That was a different time. Like, computers were new and fascinating and weird and exciting. And they did nothing basically, but they were like amazing. They were like a glorified calculator, but we were like, oh my God, computer.
Yeah. Oh, right. It was, is anything to not like write with pencils was pretty much my.
Yeah.
When they rolled those in, I was like, oh yay! And they're like, we're going to be doing math problems on it. Cool.
Yeah, it's a TV that you type on. Awesome.
Not like this. He told him to go home by the teacher. I did. Went home, played Atari till my mom got home. She was so mad at the teacher for sending me home alone. That's another thing. At like 10 years old. Actually, yeah, around 9 or 10 years old, I would walk home from school and be by myself until we got out of school around like 2:30, 2:45, something like that. And then I would walk home or take the bus all the way up until high school. But I would go it'd be like 3-4 hours. I was just sitting home before my parents get home, like 5 or 6 or something like that, and cook dinner and stuff. But yeah, they would like nowadays people are like, oh, we can't leave. I'm like, really? How old is your kid? Just let him watch the other one and come on over and have a beer for God's sake.
We used to get on our bikes and just ride around town until it got dark. We had to be home at dark. I mean, it's the whole cliche thing, but yeah, it was a different time, man. Like, and the thing is, it's not like there weren't horrible people out there. It's just, I don't know. People weren't like so soft, like there was like just this rugged like idea of like, well, the world's tough, the kids will be fine, I don't know, it was just a different time, I don't know. And people, the other thing is like your neighbors gave a crap about what was going on. Like,
we were friends with the neighbors, even if we weren't. Like, it was just neighborly to go, you know what, could they call up my parents, your kid's like running around in the front like a maniac with his bicycle jumping,
we got ratted out so many times.
Exactly.
So many times. Did you know your sons are out with their bikes at this old abandoned building?
Yes.
Like,
oh, it's so true. So true.
Oh, we got into so much trouble.
Simple. So for people that think they don't close, it's just like the old Intellivision boxes. If you open it like that, it's gravity. Watch this. It stays closed. Wow, what a concept.
Oh,
they don't have Velcro or anything, but they do stay closed. It's just like the old ones, gatefold box. Gatefold box. All right. Just thought we'd. Yeah, some people didn't get the memo. So I was just saying, I've gotten a mod kit coming for one of my Intellivision, so I'm gonna try getting in there, opening and soldering.
Are you okay? Okay, now hang on a second, Chuck. You are an excitable man who wants to jump in and do awesome stuff.
I am gonna ruin it.
But what I want to tell you is, I have investigated a little bit into the concept of modding an Intellivision. And what I have been told is, if you really want to mod an Intellivision, you should mod an Intellivision 2 because it's way easier. Apparently, modding an old school regular Intellivision is a huge pain because apparently a lot of all the stuff that's inside a real like old school Intellivision is encased in like metal, and you have to like pry all this crap to get to where you want to do stuff. So people recommend that you mod an Intellivision 2. That's
I do know there's like the metal. They showed like you have to cut through the metal, but I got some tin snips, or I could maybe desolder it. I'm gonna try, dude.
Hey, you know what?
I don't. One thing is I got rid of my Intellivision 2 because it's an Intellivision 2. And I did enjoy it. I used to have it down here on my bar just to play. I'd have Burger Time running on it all the time on one of the TVs. But anyways, I guess I needed some money. And I ended up selling it to a resale shop for some credit. And I actually bought some. I think that's when I bought my Xbox One S, like about 4 years ago, something like that. But it's. Yeah, the modding the flood. Now, Bite Night on Atari Age, which is fun. He mods those. What he does, I believe they put a Pi or a Raspberry Pi board in there, but they load all the ROMs and it makes it hook up with the controllers, which is something I couldn't do. So I got 2 flashbacks now because one of my controllers went out, so I got one. So I'm going to send that probably after the holidays and have him. He's going to put all the homebrews on there as well. Or what's available, and so I cannot want, but I would never be able to do that one by myself. Yeah. One thing is just throwing basically soldering AV cables in there so you can use the AV jacks. Yeah. But that the flashback is a full on that's a computer in it, and
I don't even. Is that really considered a mod? It's like it's like
pretty a rebuild, like a reimagined. It's a reimagined version.
Reimagined Intellivision flashback. Yeah.
Prairie goes. When is the Amico supposed to come out? It's supposed to. I'm guessing March, April, of next year because they're in production. So basically, it's up to the manufacturer. So the manufacturer basically has all the parts, and is setting up the assembly line. So once the manufacturer knows when the date they can ship them to Intellivision, then I'm sure that's when we'll get a date. But I haven't heard anything yet. I know they were hoping by end of year, but
you got to remember that Santa and the elves are very busy this time of year, and they're building all the toys for all the girls and boys. So
that's what it is. Like I'm just waiting, just like everyone else, for the email. They said they might. So that's what they said, by end of year we might have a date, because they're waiting. I mean, they're Television's done their part. It's the manufacturing company to start manufacturing, and I'm sure what they'll do is probably a 200 or 1,000 run and make sure those all work correctly and everything, and do testing on that, and then go into full on manufacturing the rest of the 100,000 or whatever they're doing. Million. I don't know. Don't talk to me with numbers.
Well, you come here to do math. How dare you, sir?
Yeah. Well, guys, my wife and I are going to cruise out, check out Christmas lights, looking for the real Griswold house. So we have a couple around here. We have a couple around here that are pretty nuts. I did all red lights on mine, but I didn't go nuts,
I used to love that. Like,
that's awesome, man.
Taking the family and go look at all the stuff, and like Six Flags does like a whole Christmas thing, and the Gaylord Texan.
Oh yeah.
I live in Dallas Fort Worth, so there's a whole they take the Christmas lights serious around here. Like, I imagine everybody does, but
there's a couple there's Hines Park in Detroit that I used to go to. I've done it I did it so many years in a row. It's whatever. I don't really have anyone. Usually if I'm dating someone, I'll take them out there for the holidays because it's fun. They'll have basically you drive through the park and there's like animated displays that look like there's one that goes over this bridge, and you go under the bridge and it looks like Santa's sleigh is taken off into the air, like animated going up, and gifts are falling off of it to the ground. And it's a real, stuff like that. And I'm sure stuff's even better now because that was so many years back. But it was, then you go about halfway through the thing, and then you'd pull over into a little parking lot, and they had like if you brought kids, you could meet Santa and stuff. And they had a little gift shop, and then they had like hot cocoa, and you could stand under all this huge Christmas tree full of lights, and you can it's like a 3D tree, so you can get inside of it, take a picture, and I don't know, and you just drank cocoa, and then you go through the other half of it. But it was like, I don't know, $5 to go through it and stuff. It went to the city, cool. Which they probably did nothing with, but that's what I always love. I'm not going to get all political, but I was talking to a friend the other day. I was like, I love all these activist groups for years now that come out and say, well, this is for the kids, this is for the schools, this is for the inner cities, this is to fix up and clean up these cities and ghettos. But not a single thing's changed since I've ever been alive. Not a single thing. Kids are still blowing off dust off of textbooks from like the 40s and 50s, the 70s. I don't know. It's just pretty funny. That's what's funny when they say they charge $5 to go through that. It goes to the city. It goes to help the kids. No, it don't.
Yeah.
No, it don't. It lines someone's pocketbook. That's all it does. But
I used to like when my daughter was in school, and they would have like school fundraisers for a specific thing. Like it'd be like, this money's going to go to the school trip, or something. Then it's like, oh, hell yeah, let's all.
Oh, we used to sell candy. There's a candy company here in Michigan called Morley Candy Makers. They've been around since like the early 1900s. Like almost like, I think Saunders might actually own them now, if I'm not mistaken, but which is another old one. But yeah, we go and what would be cool is they give us like a tour of the candy factory and how they made it. And then we get all these like candy menus and take them home and give them to our parents. They take them to work, and it would be so much money raised, and we get like a big party and be able to go on a field trip and stuff. So you actually, exactly. You see like where it's going and stuff,
And you just reminded me of some stuff. We used to go around the neighborhood selling all kinds of crap. Like you'd sell like popcorn, or you'd be selling candles. You remember selling candles?
I never did candles. I've actually had people come and sell them to me, and I'm like, and I felt bad because I was like, no, I don't need any candles. Like
chocolate
I really
bars. chocolate
I
bars.
will buy if someone comes with a chocolate bar. Obviously I love to eat, so I'm like, yeah, I'll take it because I'll be in my mind. I go, well, I better eat this chocolate bar. It's for charity.
The worst is the damn Girl Scouts because
the
they
Carmelo ones though, man. It always ends up being Carmelo, and I'm like, give me 5 of those because it's going for a good. It's like I pray to myself, sorry, Lord, I said I was going to eat good, but let's go to the kids.
I'll be trying to just walk into Walmart and they see me coming, and the closer I get, the bigger their smile. They like, because they know they got me. Because they'll be like, they'll start slowly shuffling out boxes of Thin Mints. Like,
they got the assembly line.
What's this? We just happen to have extra boxes of these baked versions of crack cocaine. Look, it's right here. Like, it's weird.
It's so great, man.
Like, you don't have cash? Don't worry, we can take your credit card.
Yeah, now they do the credit card. It's so funny. Like, I love the Samoas. Those are like my favorite things in the world to eat, man. Sprinkled toasted coconut on top of caramel with fudge, dipped in fudge. And on a cookie, yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, if I have to, twist my arm, I guess I'll eat one of these boxes and then the next box and 3 more of those boxes.
Dude, I know. And it's funny because I went to the doctor recently and I'm doing worse, I was doing good. And then he goes, you gained 15 pounds back and your blood pressure he goes, I need to put you on a secondary medication. He goes, it's not looking good. And I go, well, crap. Well, that's not what I said, but and I go, okay. So I went back on crash diet stuff. So I'm like eating basically, I did chicken in the air fryer. By the way, is the greatest invention in the world. I made wings the other day.
Better than the light bulb? Better than the light bulb?
Yes. I would sit in the dark and cook in my air fryer. Like with a lantern or something. No, but anyways, yeah. So what am I going? Oh, so my mother, she's down in Texas. She spends her and her boyfriend stay down in Texas at a resort, because they have a big RV. It's nicer than my house, pretty much. And they stay down there in this resort, and they have a bunch of friends, and they only come back in the summertime. Well, when all the pandemic stuff happened, my mom kind of stayed with me that whole year, and she ordered some Girl Scout like candies, like all these. I guess they sell. They sell like chocolate covered raisins, but this is the deal. The raisin is like the size of a raisin. The chocolate is like a jawbreaker over it. Oh, it's like that big around, and they sell them in the peanut cans. And she got those. Then she got like the chuckles or the jellies with the different shaped fruits with the sugar on them. Yeah. And then got like the Swedish fish or whatever the version of those are. And some other chocolate covered peanuts and cashews. So she had when they go down there, they forward their mail. This is a very boring story. So they forward their mail here. So anyways, all the stuff she bought shows up to my house, and I'm
you gotta spice
basically
it up.
I'm eating all this candy now, and I shouldn't be eating it.
You gotta spice it up a little bit. Just add in some mystery or some drama to it. Like, just it doesn't have to be real. You're telling a story.
Nobody could eat just one box. That is.
I go to the doctor, and the doctor was doing something in the other room right before I got there, and I wasn't sure what.
He basically said, "You idiot! Do you want to die?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Well, then you better go back to how you were eating, because you're cheating, are you?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm thinking of all the cheeseburgers I ate, because I was like, "I'm doing so good. My blood pressure went down. I lost all this weight." And then what did I do in the last probably since before the Boston trip? I went out there, and I'm like, well, I'm on a vacation, and I was just gorging myself with lobster rolls, and I'm an idiot. So now I got to go right back on it and keep doing that till I'm back to a. But yeah, no, but they're raisins, so they're good for you. With this much chocolate around them, but hey, it's so.
But it's dark chocolate though. It has health benefits. No.
I was like, well, I can mail them to Texas for my mom, but then it's perishable. You got to watch. It's best I just eat it and let
Yeah,
it.
I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, the responsible thing is to eat all of the food.
You don't want to. By the time she comes back, the expiration will be,
Yeah, I mean,
close to like a few weeks, and it's best you want to eat it fresh. So
yeah, you're just doing what a reasonable person would do.
exactly.
You don't want to waste the food. You don't want it to go bad. You don't want somebody. It could risk someone's health. What do you got to do?
It's so true. Thanks for being my life coach, but that's what Born Distracted just said. I did. You guys just didn't know. He was been my life coach the whole time.
God help you.
Speaking of not life coaching, do you own any homebrews for the original Intellivision?
No, I don't, because I don't have a flash cart for the Intellivision, and buying the homebrews, I can't find them when I have the money, and I'm like, okay, I really want to get that in that Castlevania one or whatever.
Oh, dude, yes,
it's like impossible to find.
That I think it's just out of print. They're trying to do more, but
I think that's a bunch of crap.
But they do them so much, and they have you think it's like Intellivision. Look how
dude, you know how desperately I would like to have that, but I can't get it.
Dude, look at the overlays. Look how beautiful.
Look, what are you doing? What is this?
This is like if you're starving, I'm just waving food in front of you.
Yeah, I thought we were friends.
Whoops. This is kind of. Oh, really?
God dang it!
But yeah, they are. So I'm really need to. I think I'm going to pick up my homebrew game. As far as collecting, if I have I never have extra money. Unless I sell something. But basically, I want to start collecting more home brews. Like right now, I have the NTV Basics Volume 1. I got Ms. Pac-Man. And these are all complete in box with the cartridge and overlays. Go Sub, Lost Caves of Kraz, A Tale of Dragons and Swords, Oregon Bound, which is like Oregon Trail.
We say Oregon in Texas.
Oregon Trail.
Oregon. That's how we say it. I don't know. It's not right.
No, you're probably right.
We don't say it right. I know we don't.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's how we say it.
I just kind of guessed on one or the other. BC's Quest for Tires, which I guess used to be a computer game. Land Battle from the Blue Sky Rangers. Hotel Bunny, which is the silliest homebrew I have. Sydney Hunter and the tribes, the sacred tribes.
Is that good on the Intellivision?
Yes, I really like that. When it comes to the big map, too.
What's that guy that made that? What's his name?
It's let me pull it out here. And then I got Hover Bubber, Rick Dynamite, and Jaw Crusher, and then Intellivision. Nice. This is serial number 102. It says. Oh, geez, I almost dropped it. Yeah, look at that. Exidy Games, Oscar Toledo Gutierrez, 2016. Collector Vision is the name. They do a bunch of
Collector Vision games.
Yeah, they're
that's the dude, right? With the guy that was
he's originally off of Smurfs. ColecoVision is what it was originally based on, and then it kind of went from there into its own thing.
The guy what's that guy's name? He used to do all the YouTube videos, and he got cancer or something.
Was that Oscar Gutierrez?
No, I don't think so. Well, maybe
Jean Francois Dupuis, maybe. I'm probably wrecking these names. I'm so sorry.
Dupuis. It's what's his name again? Francois Dupuis.
Oscar's the guy that does NTV Basic guides. Okay. Yeah, Collector Vision. Yeah, that's what this is. I have a few Collector Vision ones. Oh, and an Intelligent Vision is another one. They're the ones that did the Ms. Pac-Man. I don't know if they're still doing.
John Lester is the guy I was thinking of, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked him. I like him. I liked him like he's gone. God rest his soul. Rest in peace, John. Yes. No, he's still around. I think he's a good guy. He seems like a good guy. I don't know.
They make Collector Vision Phoenix console. John Lester is involved with it too. Okay. Yeah, that's the one that Pete Classy Gaming Pete has, the that Phoenix console. See, I never had a ColecoVision at all, so I don't really have that. It's like, I'm sure some people think about the Intellivision. They're like, well, I'd like a Coleco, same. It's just whatever you grew up with. It's the guy that does the thing. Exactly.
It's the guy that does the thing with the pudding and the jigglers.
Oh, the Cindy Hunter programmer is the guy with cancer. So that's Oscar then. It's Oscar. Oh man, that sucks.
Well, I barely know what I'm talking about at all. So I'm sure I got all that mixed up.
My jaw's on the floor as well. Where are the homebrewers getting cartridges? Do they still make those? Most of the time, what it is because there's probably. Okay, no, he says no. Well, he's shown as the programmer on this, but I don't know. But no, the homebrewers getting the cartridges is they basically are taking like your because they can I think they could 3D print them or make them and mold them too. But I think the easiest thing is to take like a game. I'm trying to think of a game that's so common, like Vectron, perfect example. Just because I don't like it, that's the only reason. I'm sorry.
I don't think that's the most common one, but all right.
Or like say it's one that it's worth like $2 or something.
Yeah.
They may take a bunch of shells of Vectron or a bunch of shells of Math Fun or a bunch of shells of Roulette or Checkers. Stuff that you can get for a couple bucks complete in box like mint. Because no one cares. But there's thousands and thousands of them out there, and what they do is they clean them up, put their own labels and boards inside. So I think that's, but I some may actually print the mold, from it, which I'm sure wouldn't be too hard if you had the equipment. But
what's up, Max? Max is in the chat. How you doing, man?
Hey, look at that.
I think that Intellivision games are, I'm going to say a controversial statement. In the context of retro gaming, I think that Intellivision cartridges are too cheap. They're not. They're very cheap, and I don't think they should. I think they're cheaper than they should be in that context. Either they're too cheap or everything else is too expensive.
Yeah,
maybe both.
Well, I mean, it's weird because like me and Pete were talking about a few shows ago about we're looking on the big one, Spiker Super Pro Volleyball Jaguar homebrew.
Jaguar.
We're talking about the Spiker Super Pro Volleyball and the Stadium Mud Buggy is going for a couple $1,000, over a couple $1,000 on an eBay bid, and it ain't actually selling.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Don't you jinx it for the collector. Well, I've got all the commons. I mean, I have a few commons as well that because I'll get some newer ones that are like in a trade or something, and then I kind of swap them out and put my other ones in a box. But I probably should like donate them to somebody. Hey, maybe when I hit 1,000 or something, I'll donate some Intellivision games. How many 20? Oh my God. Yeah. 2,600 carts are.
Yeah. I mean,
think about how many years they were in business, like longer than anyone. Well,
yeah, but they're so old that a lot of them aren't around anymore. Like to me, I feel like that era of gaming just does not get respect, Yeah. Like the Atari 2600, the Intellivision, the ColecoVision. Maybe the ColecoVision gets more respect for some reason. It seems like it does. But like Intellivision and Atari, people just crap on them all day long. And it's like, I'm like, guys, there's a lot of great games. In
really,
that,
there is.
I don't know, man. Like, it's hard to.
Yeah.
I think most people will go back as far as the NES. And then anything before that, they kind of look at like, oh, that was beta. That wasn't real gaming. That was like, they were trying to figure out.
For us, that was like oh man, I just remember like playing Pitfall for the first time. Like people were, and I'll remember this. Like I remember this. It was all hot outside. The sun's beaming down. birds are chirping, people are mowing their lawns. You could smell the grass, just that summertime day. What am I inside in front of a giant tube TV playing friggin' Pitfall, trying to get across the alligators' heads for the 300th time.
Yeah, same story for me, except it was a 13-inch Zenith that I had to hit on the side to get it to work correct, and the color was a little weird.
Yeah. I remember like the sky would either be purple instead of blue or something, like those type of adjustments.
Well, this part of the sky looked okay, but the rest.
Oh, so you had a magnetic thing going. You needed to degauss. The most expensive Intellivision game is Spiker Super Pro Volleyball. It's not the greatest game. It's not a bad game, and then the second most expensive is the Stadium Mud Buggies. In my opinion, not a great game, but they're the most rare.
I don't care. Like, I'm not somebody who cares about like rarity in terms of like how much things are worth and having a collection. I buy games that I want to play. If I buy them, oh wow, okay. If I buy a game, it's because I want to play it. And I've actually picked up some games that to me are more rare, but I don't know that they actually are on Intellivision. Like I got Bump and Jump, and I got Pac-Man. I just ordered Defender for the Intellivision.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I got a hold of one in a lot that a buddy picked up with some Atari games. He goes, "You want?" And he sold me the Intellivision games. I was like, "Dude, yeah." I was like, "Pick it up, dude." I got Dig Dug, Defender, Centipede, Pac-Man.
Oh, Dig Dug,
Chip Shot, Super Pro Golf, and Tower of Doom, and another one I can't remember. But I was like, oh my god!
I want to get all the I consider like Dig Dug, Centipede, Pac-Man, Defender. Those aren't Intellivision games to me,
right? Yeah, like they're like weird ports that I'm like same with Frogger, and Cubert. Like they're great. They're almost even arcade like.
I just got Cubert too. I'm glad you brought that up.
But like I remember playing Cubert and Frogger especially on the Atari 2600.
Yeah,
and I know the graphics are more brown and green and just bland, but the music, the way it plays, the way it sounds, I liked that version. And I'm telling you, you play the Intellivision version of Frogger, it's very close to the arcade.
Yeah,
but it's something about it. I'd rather play that Atari version. So it's just all on what you really. This is a great point right here. Not in all aspects, but a lot. There's definitely ageism in gaming these days. The part of Amico hate is driven by younger gamers dumping on older systems and no appreciation of the history. I do agree with that in a lot of points. I know it's not everyone, but a lot of it has to do with that. They don't understand that we're really or genuinely excited because it's our. I'm sure. Let's put it this way: 42 years from the NES, or not the NES. How can I put that? It'd be like, I guess I'm saying most of these kids grew up with like Sega or NES or something, or Super Nintendo, Sega, whatever. I'm trying to think of the age bracket we're in. But if Sega's a perfect example because like they're not doing console. So Sega in another 15 years comes out and says, we're coming out with a new Genesis. And they would lose their minds. But that's what we're doing right now. It's because Intellivision's coming out with another console. That's why we're like, yeah. And they're like, look at these people so excited over garbage. It's like, no, dude. You would do the same thing if your favorite system that hadn't been out in 40 years all of a sudden said, we're making a comeback. You'd be behind it. You'd be about it. So that's why I love that comment anyways.
Well, I think we all know, we've said it so many times that most of the like overly dramatic objection to the Amico is not because of the Amico and has nothing to do with the games and has nothing to do with the console. It's completely a personal issue, and it's either that they don't like the guy who's making it, or they don't like
that's the other thing,
or that they don't like certain individuals who do like it. It's all a personal thing. It's not about the actual thing. That's what's so dishonest about the whole thing, because it's like
you're missing out on the actual console and you're getting into the drama and the the business doings or the CEO, or it's like, dude, I say this a lot, and I'm completely honest when I say this. I did not get into Intellivision or become a fan of this new console because I'm trying to get on Tommy's good side, or I'm a huge Tommy fan.
Liar. No, I'm just kidding.
You're right. I have all his albums and posters.
You have all his albums.
No.
Like what? Like
really? No, I got the free ones.
You actually do. He actually gave out all his albums. You actually do have all his albums.
It's funny, but what the sweet thing, and why I love the community that we're in, and no matter if people hate us or like us or whatever, is I got to meet all you guys. We got to all hang out, and that was like beautiful. But the fact that, and I'm being genuine about this, I'm not just blowing smoke, and meeting Tommy and him reaching out, and you know, like, the dude is actually a friend, and I'm sure you know this too, Cyrus, is that the guy is a genuine good guy, and sometimes he'll hit you up just to talk about whatever. He doesn't go, hey, blah, blah, Intellivision, buy Intellivision. You know, like everybody thinks like that's the reason he's being nice to us. The dude is just a nice guy, and I've grown to really love that dude, and he's a great friend, and you know, and he has been nothing but nice to me. My whole music thing, man, like, yeah. I'm using, you know, he's let me do pretty much any type of Intellivision song, graphics of Intellivision stuff on my CD covers that hopefully after the new year will be ready. But the dude didn't ask for a dime. The guy has just been, the guy is very good. But like I said, once again, I'm not in he was just a bonus that he owns the company, that he is the CEO, that he's making my favorite console. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of people, maybe there is some people that are super starstruck going, he's programmed 1 million games. He's worked on Earthworm Jim. He does video games live. He was in G4. Like, I remember the G4 stuff, but I didn't remember him, you know, as that. But, you know, now I look back and I go, that's pretty cool, you know. But I genuinely just like him as a friend, you know. Yeah. So that's why I get a little defensive when people rip on a guy that's been nothing but sweet to most every one of us. Well, and but going back to Intellivision, I could care less if it's Joe Bob Briggs coming out with the Intellivision console. I would still buy the Amico. I dig the way it is. I dig the way it looks and plays. And that's my rant for today.
Well said, sir. Well said.
He has an altar. Yes, I have an altar of Tommy Tallarico.
I don't altar. I don't talk too much about Tommy because I don't talk too much about my friends, you know, like,
right. Yeah. I don't want to say like, that's kind of a private thing, you know, like I don't like,
yeah, I mean, I don't really care what I'm kind of at that point where, and I know you kind of feel the same way, Chuck, where it's like, look, I mean, we've been through this so many times and been around the circles and had the people screaming in our face and trying to manipulate us behind the scenes and humiliate us in public. And it's like, guys, yeah. Like, what are you, like, it's so stupid. It's like, we like a freaking game. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what to say. And I'm friends with a dude that you don't like. Okay. So what? Like, we're just adults that, you know, are friends. Everybody
it's either people are jealous that we're friends, or I mean, there's some of that in there. I'm just going to be honest.
I don't know what the motive. I don't care. It's
like, what is it? Yeah. What is it?
What it's so dumb that we constantly go in that circle over and over talking. They talk about us. They make videos about us. They make their jokes. They make we're all a bunch of, you know, we're basically just they basically just make fun of us constantly for some reason. I don't know. It's so strange. It's
really weird, man. Like you like something.
It's like, you know what it is? It's like junior high. It's like it's like there's this group of there's this group of complete jerks that harass you every day, and you're like, dude, why? What do you want? Leave me alone. But the harassing is what they want. They see, oh, here's a potential.
It doesn't bother me. That's the thing. Is like, you can make all the videos you want. I think I personally think it's hilarious. Yes. I love the older ones that you sample because I'm a bigger and fatter in those older
There's nothing I mean, just when people get like, oh, shouldn't you respond? And I'm like, what? I'm like, what do you think is going to happen? I'm going to talk to them and they're going to listen to me? Like they're going to hear anything I have to say? Like they give a crap about my like explanation of my motivations and why I like a thing? No, they don't care. They never cared. That's why I don't engage with them anymore because it's like,
hey, sir,
it is what it is.
Luke. Oh, I was about to sign off too, and now we're getting a bunch of people in. We'll give another 5-10 minutes or so.
What's up with your lights right now? You look very blue. Are you feeling okay? Is there something? Do you need to tell us something, Chuck?
Do I look blue?
You do look a little blue. A little. In fact, I thought it was intentional because it looks like a little.
You see me shit. Over.
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be just the camera. I got all these lights here are red. I know they don't really show up like that.
Yeah. I don't know. You have like this tint to you, like I feel like I'm watching a movie from 1998.
I'm burning. I got like the ring light here. I got like this weird, maybe.
I don't know. It's like almost a Miko blue tint. That's why I thought it was on purpose.
Oh, and maybe it's like reflecting from all my 8-packs.
I don't all this blue light. I don't know where it's coming from. Oh, it couldn't be all my Amico stuff. Oh, that's such an inconvenience.
Yes, I am turning into a. Yeah, right. How could you like that? Why would you buy it?
It is funny. It is funny. That's all I'll say. I'm not gonna.
It's gonna be a good 2022. I mean, trust me, I don't know about the rest of the world, but as far as gaming, I'm hoping it's gonna be a good 2022. Oh, yeah, the holy blue light of Amico. I'm happy to be an Intellivision fan. I'm happy to be an Amico fan. I'm happy to be friends with Tommy. I'm happy to be doing these type of streams for you guys. The Amico 8-pack has radiation.
Confirmed.
Yeah, it turns you slowly blue, and then I finally turn into an Amico console.
This just in, Amico will turn you blue from its radioactive content. It's been proven through video analysis. We went frame by frame and looked at DJC, and you can see that the blue.
You can see the progression. He's losing weight, and then he gains it again, and then he loses it, and then he turns blue. Maybe it's like the Hulk. I turn blue, and maybe because we were talking about people hating on us, and I start getting all blue, and then I turn into the Amico Hulk. Dun, 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 dun,
oh my God! Now I can't wait for the videos of the Amico Hulk.
Dude, I should. I mean, I don't know if I'm doing that.
It'd be DJC as the Amico Hulk and Cyrus as the Amico Jabba, like teaming up in a buddy cop, a buddy cop mystery, Scooby-Doo style mystery, to solve where the radiation came from his Amico box set. Yep.
I heard pre-orders are shipping soon. I've not heard that. I think that's not true. Wherever you heard that, it's probably not true.
Well,
although I haven't checked my email yet, I guess, but I didn't hear about that at all.
Perhaps in another multiverse.
Panda Sub. Oh, if you haven't watched Panda Sub's new video, I guess the cat's out of the bag now. I make an appearance. Yeah. It
was good. Yeah, your cameo in the Panda video was Oscar worthy. I actually was in awe of what I was seeing.
That guy does such a great job, Although he never sleeps, so he probably works like I don't know, 80 some hours a week on one part of a video. So
I worry about him. I do worry about him.
Yeah. But either way, I'd like to thank everyone. I got to get going. I got so much stuff to do.
Can I do the Resident Evil? No, don't go. Here, sorry.
That was beautiful.
That was for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Man, now I'm worried about turning blue. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Anyways, thank you, everyone. I know this was a weird Astro Smash. We talked about punishing your children. We talked about
we did. We spent an enormous amount of time on that.
talked about how respecting your elders. We talked about friends. We talked about haters. We've talked about the Amigo. We've talked about Intellivision homebrews, which was fantastic. And by the way, if you're looking to collect some homebrews or some pickups for your 125 collection, or just get into collecting Intellivision, visit IntellivisionCollector.com.
I shall. Thank you for that. I assumed you were talking just to me, but
absolutely,
you guys as well.
Yes, and please, yes. Speaking of the Christmas song, go to the DJC Game Studios YouTube channel. Check out the video I put out of the song. It's a free gift, and there'll be a link to DJCGamestudios.com. That's a lot of words, and it'll be a free download, an actual download for the audio for that.
Nice.
Check it out. But yeah, and yes, Luke, I did a Christmas Eve show. I'm going to be putting out a Christmas Eve special called A Very Tabby Christmas.
Ooh.
And I am opening that as treating it like a present. And I'm going to open it up and we're going to go over all the stuff I got from IntellivisionCollector.com.
Like a present.
It's here. Luke, it's here. It arrived last week, believe it or not, because I keep forgetting I'm right next to Canada. So it's like even if it's on the other side of Canada, I'm up here. It just was over here. So I got it probably in like 3 days, dude. So it's just like shipping it across the country. That's all. But I do appreciate it. And yeah, we're gonna do an awesome unboxing on that. I got a lot of stuff from Intellivision Collector, including a homebrew that I'm very excited to show everybody.
Ooh, is it? What is it? Give me a hint. Don't tell me, but give me a hint.
It was in the arcade, and it was a video game from the 80s that had voice, and that's all I'm saying.
Ooh.
Until next week.
Hey, before you go,
next week, yes.
Can I just mention something real quick?
Oh, absolutely.
My channel's back.
Are you talking about the video game virus is back?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Oh.
It's okay. It's not. It's not. Yeah. It's like.
No, that's good, man. I'm glad. I am glad. Well, there you go. An exclusive here. So check out or don't check out. I don't know. He's not too excited about it, but I am. I know the rest of you are too.
No.
Oh man, I got to end the broadcast. I'm seeing people making guesses. All right, we'll see you.